School choice has now passed the Texas House. It's April 17th, 2025, and these are your headlines. In a historic move, the Texas House, earlier this morning at around 2:30 in the morning, gave approval to Senate Bill 2, a school choice proposal backed by Governor Greg Abbott. The vote marks the first time a school choice bill has cleared the Texas House, which is a major shift from just last session when a similar proposal was voted down. The change comes after Abbott made the issue a defining battle in last year's Republican primaries, endorsing challengers against GOP incumbents who had opposed school choice. Many of those incumbents were ousted, clearing the way for the vote. Ahead of the debate, however, House Republicans met privately and heard from both Governor Abbott and President Donald Trump, who called into the meeting and urged them to stay united. While the chamber overwhelmingly passed House Bill 2, a school spending measure allocating $8 billion to public education, debate over SB 2, the school choice bill, was far more divisive. Democrats who praised the public school funding package were unified in their opposition to the school choice plan, made it one of their marquee fights this session. The chamber was locked in hours of contentious debate stretching into the early morning, ultimately passing 86-63 with only State Representative Gary Van Dever and Dade Phelan, the former Speaker of the House, as the only GOP members to vote against the measure. The bill now returns to the Senate, which can either concur with the House's changes or send the legislation to a conference committee. A final version would then be subject to one or more vote in both chambers before heading to the governor's desk for signature. Abbott has said he's ready to sign the measure into law, calling it the launch of the largest school choice program in the nation. A resolution to honor Cecile Richards, the former president of Planned Parenthood, was pulled from the Texas House calendar today following fierce backlash from a coalition of conservative lawmakers. Richards led Planned Parenthood from 2006 to 2018, during which time the organization performed millions of abortions nationwide. She was later awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Joe Biden and remained a fixture in left-wing political organizing until her death earlier this year. The measure had been placed on the House's memorial calendar by the Local and Consent Calendars Committee, chaired by Representative Jared Patterson, who's a Republican, by the way. Included in that bundle, alongside Richards, were resolutions honoring conservative grassroots leader Joe Glover and Corey Compertori, a father killed while shielding his family during the attempted assassination of President Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania last year. But instead of quietly passing with the rest of the slate, the Richards resolution became a flashpoint. Members of the House demanded a record vote and spent over an hour excoriating the decision to include Richards, one of the most prominent figures in the abortion industry, as deserving of honor in a Republican-led chamber. While facing growing resistance and an impending record vote, Representative Charlie Guerin eventually withdrew his motion to adopt the calendar and sent it back to committee, effectively killing the resolution for now.
Hey folks, Chris Salcedo here. I've got something special for you, the Salcedo Storm podcast. As your friendly, liberty-loving Latino, I bring you a mix of engaging discussions to help us fight for our state and our conservative values. It's the perfect way to stay informed and engaged in what's happening around you. So, what are you waiting for? Don't miss out on the storm of information and entertainment coming your way. The Salcedo Storm podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts.
As Lubbock ISD faces shrinking student enrollment, trustees are asking voters to approve $290 million in new bond debt, and they're claiming that no tax increase is required to repay the debt. With interest, the bond would cost local property taxpayers $566 million, nearly twice as much, according to the district's own estimates. The ballot measure, Proposition A, includes $151 million to replace 3 elementary schools and add 2 existing schools, $75 million for campus infrastructure improvements, $47 million for school additions and renovations, $17 million for school safety and security updates. Lubbock ISD taxpayers currently owe $413 million in outstanding bond debt principal and interest. And while school districts are prohibited from electioneering, they often spend significant amounts of taxpayer resources promoting their bonds. District officials also routinely encourage teachers and staff to vote in bond elections, as they usually represent one of the largest local voting blocks. Sometimes officials cross the line into what employees perceive as intimidation and electioneering. The bond election will take place on May 3rd. For more of today's stories, go to texasscorecard.com.